Coming up next on News 8 at 10, how does a city save money? It's all in the report.
Some racetrack supporters are furious tonight. We'll tell you why.
Plus a classic case of getting caught in the middle.
In sports, can the Drillers beat El Paso? We'll have the highlights later on.
And there's some rain on the way right now.
Also tonight, the state's first execution in years is set for Friday.
A Norman girl in critical condition in Pittsburgh, plus Bob Hauer with a special waiting child. Join us for these stories and more next.
From KTUL TV in Tulsa, Rick Hull, Rhea Blakey, meteorologist Don Woods, and John Walls on sports. This is News 8 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. The Tulsa city officials say they can save you $500,000.
A report released tonight outlines ways fat can be trimmed from the city budget and taxes. Our next story is about a nun who bargains in good faith, only to discover she has to make her own music. It's the story of Sister Petra, her little people, and the policies of the Internal Revenue Service. Sister Petra teaches English to refugee children from Laos. Music is a big part of that process. When her stereo stopped working, the sister took a record player to D&G Audio to have the machine serviced. Well, less than 24 hours later, she learned it could be 2 years before she ever sees the stereo again. The repair shop is shut down, closed for inventory by the IRS. Uncle Sam wants his tax money. That leaves Sister Petra's pupils with no music, but the classes continue.
But it doesn't have the same effect for children who do not speak English. You know, I depend a lot on the background music. I depend a lot on the language coming from the record, you know, where the children can hear it besides seeing it on my lips.
The point is not that she doesn't have a stereo. It's the fact that she can't get to the one she's got, the stereo she expected to have repaired in good faith.
But how about all the other people who have their things in? We had to sign a piece of paper that says after 10 days, you know, they have the option to sell our merchandise. You know, does that still hold too?
Until she hears from the service shop owners or the IRS, Sister Petra is keeping her claim check in a safe place, and praying for divine intervention probably won't hurt either. The return of her record player would be music to the sister's ears, but the IRS isn't singing a single note about the service shop's tax problems.
Well, let's hope she gets it back. When we come back, drug agents strike pay dirt, literally.
Plus a look at what the latest baby boomers are wearing these days. Stay with us.
You've heard the old saying, necessity is the mother of invention. Well, that phrase has a special meaning for nurses at one Tulsa hospital. Marilyn McCain reports tonight on a new invention that is keeping babies happy even when mom and dad aren't around.
Rock Hudson, who remains in stable condition tonight, and that is good, following a number of tests in a Paris hospital today. Doctors are denying reports that Hudson is suffering from an incurable liver disease. Those reports came from the actor's own publicist office. Hudson has lost weight. These pictures were from a promotional appearance with Doris Day last today, wishing the economy well. He personally urged congressional leaders to get down to business and come up with a deficit reduction plan. His words may pay off. Tonight, congressional sources say Senate negotiators are considering a budget that goes well beyond the most optimistic hopes. In all, the plan would cut $340 billion from the deficit over the next 3 years.
Middle East terrorists strike again and more Lebanese prisoners released.
A look at these stories and more in tonight's Status Report.
A hero's welcome awaited 100 Lebanese prisoners released by Israel today. It is the second prisoner released by Israel since the TWA hijacking last month in Beirut. Both Israel and the United States continue to deny the releases have anything to do with the Lebanese terrorist demands. Israel still holds about 350 prisoners. A Jordanian diplomat gunned down today on his way to work in Turkey. A telephone caller claims the assassination is the work of the Islamic Holy War and threatened more such attacks. The caller said the Jordanian was, quote, a lackey of the imperialist powers.
An arrest in Italy in the wake of last week's dam burst in Stava. A mining official whose company owned the dam has been charged with involuntary manslaughter, and 2 government officials have resigned after learning they would be questioned in the matter. So far, the death count in that disaster exceeds 200 and could climb much higher. We've all heard of underground drug operations. Well, authorities in South Carolina have literally uncovered one. Beneath a trap door hidden under brush, drug agents near Winnsboro found a completely self-contained marijuana factory, including an irrigation system, sleeping quarters, and even air conditioning. Agents say the operation could produce millions of dollars worth of pot. No arrests have been made yet.
When we come back, Bob Hauer talks about charity, this week's waiting child.
In tonight's forecast, relief from the sun, but it may not be a welcome break. Don Woods has details next when News 8 continues.
Mom, what has TV, power windows, tilt wheel, cruise control, AM/FM cassette, CB radio, a beautiful interior, and makes you want to get married and go on a honeymoon?
Oh, Harold, who is the lucky girl?
It's a wagon wheel.
A who?
A wagon wheel van from Bennett Lister, starting as low as $15,695.
And it makes you want to get married and go on a honeymoon?
And not me. It makes me want to go fishing.
Oh, you'll never get hooked, Harold.
Bennett Lister, Muskogee.
Howdy, I'm Dwayne Jeffers, and I play Curly in Discoveryland's production of Oklahoma. You know, I heard something about you. I heard you haven't been to Discoveryland yet. Why, over 200,000 folks in the Tulsa area alone have enjoyed an evening at Discoveryland, featuring our Western-style barbecue and fixins, our musical pre-show with Western singing and dancing, and, of course, our award-winning production of Oklahoma.
Robert Ryan and Cameron Mitchell are the Tall Men.
When we meet again at the poster in San Antonio, I want the 20,000 and him alive. Savvy?
8's your place for great movies on the weekend matinee.
You're enjoying reasonably good weather here along the East Coast. They're about to get battered, or being battered, are they not right now, by Hurricane Bob?
Hurricane Bob, 92-mile-an-hour wind gusts. They've been told to evacuate Tybee Island in Georgia. There's about 2,000 tourists there, told to go inland and visit something further inland. And so it is quite a hurricane. Hit about midnight or about an hour from now.
All right. Keep us posted.
That's Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
Okay, let's have a look now at the current situation, then we'll go on and see what's happening here. 89 degrees, 47% humidity, wind south 12, the pressure 2978 and rising. Now, the high today was 95, the low 74, normal 95 and 73, and 110 and 1934 the highest, 60 and 1927 the lowest, and 76/100 of an inch of moisture in the month of July, and normal is 3.51. Looking at Hurricane Bob now on our satellite, you can see it's just about to go ashore on Georgia and South Carolina, and this is the area evacuated. Now, coming back into this part of the country, let's start at 6 o'clock tonight. This is what the map looked like. The front up in northwestern Kansas, a trough, thunderstorms just beginning to form out in the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles and western Kansas. But if we go to the latest satellite at 9 p.m., look what has happened. An entire line of thunderstorms all the way to the Great Lakes. The front making progress, the trough making progress, and these thunderstorms are moving in closer to us all the time. The thunderstorms now out of the Great Lakes, clear down through Oklahoma into the Panhandle, then showers scattered up and down the eastern slopes of the Rockies as well off to the east. And in the last hour, notice the thunderstorms are moving in a northeasterly direction. You can see that on this radar. Now let's have a look at our current radar. Here it is. It's the line itself moving towards Tulsa. It'll be a while before it gets here, but it looks like the rain is finally on the way. So let's go ahead and have a look at our map. Now for tomorrow, that front should be right down through central Oklahoma with showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity during the day. And of course, temperatures will be in the low 90s. It looks like a rainy day, so take your umbrella tomorrow. And Friday, it'll be still rainy, but it'll begin to end, because on Saturday and Sunday, it looks like it will move out, completely die out, and we'll have nice weather over the weekend. So that's why we have a forecast that looks like this. Tonight, thunderstorms in 73 degrees with south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, and sunrise at 6:25, sunset at 8:35. Tomorrow, thunderstorms in 91 degrees during the day, south winds 10 to 15. Tomorrow night, thunderstorms in 72. And then on Friday, still a few thunderstorms possible, 91 degrees. Saturday and Sunday, fair. Can you believe it? After a rain, a fair weekend, temperatures in the low 90s. And Tommy Doherty of Stigler, Oklahoma, gets tonight's gusty, and he's really happy to see this kind of a forecast. We're dry. A lot of people haven't had those rains that some of you folks have had, and we're going to get a nice little rain through eastern Oklahoma. Temperatures will be in the low 90s, and the weekend is going to turn off nice.
Sounds good.
That's
Sounds
great.
not bad.
Yeah, and a little rain besides. Think about it. The waiting child that Bob Hauer wants us to meet tonight will be 6 years old in November. She needs a lot of help and some very special parents. Her name is Charity.
Charity has cerebral palsy, which has affected her ability to walk, although she can, and her ability to talk. She does a little, and her mentality level. But she's a real sweetheart, and I was told that she liked to swing. So I took her to Zinc Park, where the swings are like little chairs. And she enjoyed that, but then she saw something that she liked better: food. Cerebral palsy has not affected the appetite of this waiting child.
What's that?
That's a sandwich.
I'm good, dear.
They have some good food, don't they? Oh, what do you say? Oh, is that good? You're hungry, aren't you? Is your name Charity?
Yes, Charity.
How old are you, Charity?
5.
You're 5, aren't you? You're pretty, too. And I think you're hungry. Put it up so we can go see some more people?
Yes.
And get some more food.
Get some more food.
Charity will need more than cookies and Kool-Aid. She needs loving, patient, special parents who will find happiness as they give happiness to a lovely little girl.
I'm waiting child. I'm waiting child.
Ah, that Charity.
What a grin. To learn more about Charity, please call the Department of Human Services.
Still ahead tonight, though, 2 additions to the world we would like to show you.
And in sports, the Driller is looking to add a win. John Walls has highlights next.
He plays number 2 tomorrow, so we'll see how the West German does.
So he's still doing it.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be interesting to see TU in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Day?
Well, I don't know. If they beat those 4 in the Southwest Conference, they might want to take on Texas and SMU. Yeah. We'll see.
Why not? Here's a look at some of the stories you'll be seeing tomorrow here on News 8. If you're looking for a job, chances are you've considered a job placement service. Well, Gail Pennybacher will take a closer look at those employment services, plus a special assignment report on workers' rights in light of new mandatory drug detection tests by some companies, and an update on the legal battles of Finus Smith, who will be back in court. So join us for those stories and more tomorrow on News 8 at 5, 6, and 10.
Don, tomorrow?
Well, take your umbrella. Take your umbrella and get a little cough syrup. It's going to rain. It'll be about 91 degrees.
Okay, thanks very much. And finally tonight, 2 stories about the wonders of nature. He's still a little wobbly, but surprisingly stable considering he's only 2 days old tonight. The latest addition to the Tulsa Zoo is already 6 feet tall. He could grow to a towering 18 feet and runs at speeds of 30 miles an hour. He doesn't have a name yet. His mother, named Trim, is well and living up to her name nicely. News 8's 5 o'clock anchorman Charles Ely did not deliver the news this afternoon because his wife Terry was delivering their first child. This is Jessie Ely, brought into the world about 10 a.m. She is 6 pounds and 10 ounces baby girl. Mother and daughter doing just fine tonight, and from all of us here at News 8, we wish to congratulate the Elys on their new arrival.
Oh, yeah. Chuck looks so proud.
So Papa looks all right himself.
He's a proud
He's
daddy.
doing well.
That is our report for tonight on News 8 at 10. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.
Good night.